As I was saying, hope you guys don't mind. There's people and kids, I think, neighbors. Anyways, as I was saying, save a lot of money if you just buy these types of paints. They're actually, I'd like to say that they're actually better than the ones that are supposedly automotive. You know? This is the trim clad. Here's what it looks like. This is the clear coat. Okay. Now those paints, those other types, like this paint, rust armor coat, as well as the trim clad, they're supposed to be, that's the compressor there, like single stage. So they're already pretty shiny, but they're really not shiny enough. You see, there you go, gloss black, but they're not shiny enough. So I bet you there's still manufacturers when they're making these paints, they're not really thinking like, let's make it really shiny, like show car shiny, you know. So you still get a pretty dull finish, relatively dull finish, not really shiny. These sorts of paints. So I still use. You still have to use the clear. Now you could mix it directly with the paint. That does work as well. You can mix the clear coat with the normal paint. If you get like a single stage finish, you know. But I just rather, since I'm painting various colors, I rather just stick with the separate clear coat at the end. And like I said as well, another reason for that is that it also serves to fill in any little holes in orange peel in that. What else should I say? It says here for bare rusted metal. These paints you do have to allow at least, it says here you should allow about 1 day. It says allow to dry overnight. 8 hours or so, 10 hours. If it's a really hot day, that's the case here, maybe less, 5 hours before putting another coat in. That's pretty much it. And I do like to get as many coats as possible. At least 5. At least that's the minimum. You even have to sand that down a little bit later, probably. So there you have it. Is that show you guys the paint thinner that I'm using. Here's the paint thinner. It's the one that I'm using here. It's a record sol. Paint thinner with mineral spirits. It says good for cleaning off, degreasing tools, whatever. Another option apparently that you can use is acetone, or there are some other types of thinners. I got this one because it was the cheapest one. $12 for a whole gallon. 3.78 liters, so it is quite a bit. I use pretty much one of these to one of these, so pretty much 1-to-1 ratio. Maybe a little bit less, maybe not so much, maybe 0.8. And by the way, I don't usually have a specific number, because the thing is, it also depends on the viscosity of the paint. Also depends on the temperature. Just like oil, right? You get even like margarine. You take a little bit of margarine on a really hot day, put it out in the sun, it's gonna melt. Whereas if it's really cold, it's gonna freeze. If it's sort of in between, it's gonna stay like margarine-y, you know. Let's say soft, right? Engine oil is the same. Really cold. It's really cold. It's actually like viscous, and when it's hot, it's actually like thinner, like water. You know? So the paint is the same thing. I pretty much just look at it and I do about half. That's if I mean like 1-to-1, I mean half and half, right? And if I feel that it's not spreading out enough, I'll just put more. That's what I do, guys. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to tell you like exactly 0.8 to 1 or 1 to 1, or I can't really give you a specific number. But that's what I normally do, and I just try it out. Like I said, if you're getting a little bit of orange peel, just put more thinner in. It's not going to hurt putting more thinner in. Worst case scenario, it's like you thinned it too much. Let's say you've thinned it too much. Well, you're just going to use up more thinner. You're going to use up a little bit more time. You're going to have to give it more coats. But the paint is actually going to be like sort of transparent. It's not going to be as thick, right? Because you thinned it too much. That's no problem at all. Thinner reacts and it evaporates. Okay, that's how it works. It doesn't really matter at all. There's that. So in total, for one car, these cars are pretty big. I'm gonna say you're gonna need 1 can or maybe 2. Okay, probably the car's like bare metal, bare steel. I'd probably use up 2 of these cans, so I paid maybe not 2 of them, just 1. Let's see. Yeah, let's say just 1. Okay, I like to sometimes go kind of crazy and just get like 2 of them. So that's like 10 coats, and the paint is like really thick. It depends on the size of the car. The Rambler is actually quite a bit smaller than the DeSoto. Just shorter. But anyways, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're gonna use up 2 cans of these. They cost like $30 each. I actually paid $40 for them. So 40. Let's say we use 2 of them. $80 plus 12 here. You're using up like $90 to paint a car. And if you want the clear coat, it's say another 20. You're spending under $200 for this, guys, for a show car finish, for a big car. It really is. Can't beat that. I see people spending like $400 in a can of paint. That's just fucking stupid. But however, I'd like to tell you that the greatest advantage to using these paints, besides the price, the greatest advantage that you have of using these paints is that you can get them anywhere. You can go to Home Depot, you can go to Walmart. For fuck's sakes, you can just go to Walmart and get these paints, right? Whereas if you're having like paints from the dealer, you're not finding them anywhere. You're having to go to the dealer, and they're gonna fucking rip you apart, right? So this is, to me, that's the greatest advantage, And these paints, they've been around for decades. A lady at the store told me she's been working there for over 22 years, and they still have the same old paint. So it really is very, very, zero maintenance. Let's say 50 years from now, somebody fucks up the paint, whatever. You just go to Walmart, wherever, get the paint. Because you're not going to find original paint for these cars, or any other car really. No car. Like I said, if you do find it, they sell like little spray cans. I know people say they've painted a car with spray cans. To me, that's you're really spending actually a lot of money on those, because the spray cans, they're like 1 quart or less of the probably like 1/5 of the can, and they're like $15. So you're really how many cans are you going to use for a car? 20. So that's you're just throwing money away. To me, it's better to just buy a big can And you know, if you don't have any, if it's too much, it probably isn't going to be anyways. You're not going to get hurt. Not going to hurt the car by putting too much paint in, right? If you don't want to use the whole paint, just return it or give it to somebody else, right? More material with less, less money is just can't go wrong, right? Let's see anything else I should talk about. Then okay, let's talk about clear coat. Fortunately, armor coat. They don't have, and apparently the lady that worked there, she told me that they never had clear coat, so I had to buy the trim clad clear coat. The paints are essentially they're the same. The smell, the viscosity, everything. They're just the same, just different manufacturers. Both are rust paint, just different manufacturers. You can mix them, you can intermix them. That's what I've done here. You can mix them and it doesn't matter. I really wouldn't recommend mixing different kinds of paint. I actually did it once and the paints actually reacted and it ended up clogging the paint gun. It really wasn't nice at all. I actually had the like clear coat, lacquer based clear coat, and it really wasn't nice. It wrinkled up, it reacted with the paint. It was already on the car and wrinkled it up and fucked up the paint gun. Right, so anyways, here's the trim clad. It's usually, in my case, it's more expensive than the armor coat. The armor coat is just as good, it's just, I guess, not as famous as the trim clad. Everybody knows trim clad. Right? But I just want these ones, it's... Right, there's that. Okay, and now to make the color for the Rambler, they didn't have any light blue, and they actually didn't have any blue at all on the armor coat brand. The lady actually told me, the same lady said, I've been working here for 30 years or whatever, and they used to make more paints, so they actually used to mix them for you back then. They don't do that anymore now. But anyway, so what I had to do is I had to buy a trim clad can of blue trim clad. I don't know, it's there somewhere. I just bought one of the smaller cans and a big can of the armor coat white. I mixed them together until I thought it was nice, until I got a nice color, and yeah, that's what I did. So it really is pretty simple. Let me just think. Okay, yeah. The clear coat here, it's actually really thick, which is really good because it's actually pretty expensive. I think this can cost like 20 bucks. A little can, less than 1 liter, just under 1 liter. So it was pretty expensive. But like I said, fortunately it's really thick. I actually mixed it like more than 1-to-1. I actually mixed it more than that. And it's still pretty thick. So you're looking at the can and said, well, this is what I'm going to get. Well, not really. You're actually going to get like at least twice of what you see in the can. So that's pretty good. You just pretty much need one coat. Let's see. Okay, one more. Yeah, this as these paints, they do take let's say a couple of days. They dry to touch fairly quickly, a couple of hours. Maybe even like, see, I painted it's already. I can already touch it. It's still kind of tacky. It's still kind of tacky. But I mean, it's only been like an hour or so. So by the end of the day, they'll be like dry enough, but they won't be fully cured. They won't be hard enough. Okay, so they're like fully, I'm gonna say, fully cured and fully, hardened up in about a week. Okay, you shouldn't do any like washing, any waxing, nothing, sanding like that for at least a week. Okay. probably more. The other can says even like a whole month before like applying wax or whatever. That's a little bit exaggerated, not that much. As long as it's nice and dry. When it's like fully cured, if you're actually trying to do it while it's wet, you're just gonna like smudge the paint, and it's really nasty. Okay. So yeah, just to recap, although this is expensive, comes pretty thick. So I actually thinned it down. I just thinned it down with the same thinner. Personally, I did get a lot of thinner. I still have a whole, because I mean the thinner, it's not really that expensive. Fuck, I bet you other people are paying even less for it. So I just like to get a lot of thinner, just in case. That's that up, and now for the mixing. Working with these cans, guys. They come full all the way to the top, so it is kind of hard to deal with it, because it comes full all the way to the top. And, there's not a spout. There's no way you can get it out really, especially the smaller cans. So what I did is with the bigger can, I actually used. I'll show you guys. Like how the hell are you going to mix the paints, right? If they're like full all the way to the top. So what I did is I actually kept a few of these cans, containers. I even used the other one was like a juice bottle, just empty containers that you can mix it. And I just used like a scoop like this to pour in the paint with a funnel. And this really makes things a lot easier. You try dumping this directly onto the paint can, it's just not happening. It's just going to be a fucking mess. Plus you're going to lose paint, and it's really easy to drop this down, and just paint gets on the gun. It's just a fucking nightmare. As you can see, guys, my hands are actually like pretty clean. See, it's just annoying, really annoying if you get paint in your gun and in your hands. Right, so what I'd like to do is, like I said, use this, or just dump the whole can. If it's the small one, just dump the whole small can into a container like this, or even directly to the big can. And this seals up really well, probably better than the can, and it's really easy to mix. Just go like that and you mix the paint, right? How the hell are you going to mix it here? You got to use a spoon and keep, turning it and steering it, whereas here, that's it, right? So there's a little bit of advice for you. Plus, this is really easy and convenient, because you can literally I just open the lid, pour the paint into the can, to the paint gun, right? Easy as that. Close it up, that's it. It's done. Opening these cans requires a little bit more work, and closing them as well. So yeah, that's not great. The cans, one piece of little word of advice, is when you dump the paint, you get paint on the little ridge here, and it sort of dries out, sort of doesn't. Now, the problem with that is that next time you open the can, that sort of hardened up paint falls in there. So that's why, just keep an eye out for that. I just get like a brush and some toilet paper and just clean up the edges real good. But like I said, I really don't use the can. I just use it like once to dump the paint into the gallon. That's it. I'm really not using the can itself. So there's that. A little bit of advice for you guys. That. What else should I mention? Just trying to figure out if I'm not forgetting anything. Check the weather forecast, or just if you're like me, I really don't trust the weather forecast. Just I just don't trust them. So what I do is I literally look outside and I see, you know, does it look like it's gonna rain? If it's not, do the painting. But you know, there was one day where I was in a really big hurry and I just wanted to get the car painted, the solar painted, and so I went outside and it was cloudy, and I mean it had been raining for months and months on end. When it was raining, it was just cloudy, so I just said, fuck, I just gotta get this done. And it turns out I just finished painting and it started to rain, so it ruined the paint. Well, it doesn't ruin the paint itself, it just makes holes, lots of big holes on the paint. So it's just a lot of sanding later, a lot of sanding. So just check that. Like I said, it doesn't, you know, it's dry enough to like resist paint. Resist rain in, I don't know, maybe half an hour or so. It'll be like dry enough. If it rains on it now, it's not going to do anything because the paint is actually hardened up quite a bit. So I can actually put my hands on it. I can actually put my hands on it and it's clean. So it does dry out pretty fast. This is dry enough to resist the rain. It's not dry enough to like drive a car around or to sand it or anything else, but it will resist the rain. So that's something else to keep an eye out for. Okay. Don't forget to clean up the paint gun either when you're finished. Okay, so I think we're done with the painting itself. And I'll start showing you guys. Actually, when painting a car, the actual painting is the fastest thing in the process, the fastest part of the process. It actually takes a lot longer to just protect the parts that aren't supposed to be painted, which is a trim. Now, in some cases, you know, when I'm in a bit of a hurry, or when I just don't have enough tape, I actually don't protect the glass, and I just, you know, it just gets overspray on it. But it's not too hard to remove later. You just get a flat blade, like a really sharp blade, knife and a blade. Let me see if I have one here. Just get a little blade like this, flat blade like that, or I actually got this one from a dollar store. It's actually quite a bit bigger. It's for the sharp blade, and I just, you know, remove that overspray from the glass. You can't do that on the trim because it's steel. You'll just scratch it, and it's like it's all wavy and curvy, right? It's really hard to remove it, so always protect the trim. The glass is like flat, right? So it's really easy. It's really easy to remove it. Don't do it dry; it won't really work. You actually need to dump like diesel or some sort of cleaner. Diesel works really well. And even paint thinner, it's a little more expensive, but you're not really using a lot of it. So you need some sort of lubricant. I don't know. Maybe I'll show you guys. You know what, I'll just show you guys there. Hang on. So you use that. Just hang on. Let's just finish this. So I use this to remove the overspray. I know a lot of people are gonna go crazy. Oh my God, you fucking painted the glass. Holy fuck. It's not a big deal, guys. Okay. It's really not that much of a big deal. Gotta be careful though, because sometimes using this blade, you'll actually scratch the glass. So just watch out for that. Probably, ideally, you just cover up the glass, which is what I did here. But sometimes, it takes time covering up the glass, and the wind sometimes blows the paper or whatever away. I'm actually using here garbage black bags. They work really well. Paper doesn't work really well. First of all, you're using a lot of tape, a lot of little pieces, and the wind does have a tendency to blow it out, blow it away. Another thing you gotta watch for these things is, let's say leave it overnight or it rains or whatever. Water and dirt and shit, they actually get stuck on the lost little crevices that are there, right? So when you're painting, all of a sudden, you get, air pressure going on that stuff, and it blows it onto the paint. And it is kind of annoying, especially when it's water, because then it just starts going everywhere. Right, so keep that in mind. I'll show you guys this, I'll just show you guys this in another video. Now, the clear coat doesn't really matter if it gets on the trim. I actually put it on the trim on purpose, because in that case, the DeSoto, I have stainless steel trim, and without any protection, it'll actually oxidize a little bit on the surface. It'll actually oxidize. It won't rust, the stainless steel, but that oxide, it's not nice. It's the same for silver, right? It's tarnished. It tarnishes. That's the proper term. It tarnishes. You don't want that. Like I said, I know there's people that buy expensive shit to cover up the car, but you really don't need that. Plastic bags are just a cheap solution. You can use paper. A big roll of some heavy-duty sandpaper would be nice. Definitely would be nice, because the more little pieces you have, you're just taping it. Sometimes the wind blows it out, and it's just big pieces make it easier. In the case of the windows, the bag actually fit right around it really nicely, so that was really good. For the sides, I actually used rubber as well. The good thing about rubber is that you can reuse it. Okay, if you ever need it, you can reuse it. That's the good thing. Paper and plastic bags, you probably just we're gonna go to the garbage. And the nice thing about the rubber is the wind actually can't really blow it away. So like here, I don't know if that's all painted over now. But like right here, you see, there's just a really long piece of rubber here. And I only put 2 or 3 pieces of tape just to hold it in place. Here there's only just 2 pieces. There's some places where it's just the weight of the rubber that's actually holding it. And this is not actually rubber, it's like PVC, I think. It's actually shower floor pan liner. So on your shower you have the concrete, right? But concrete is porous, and when you're taking a shower, if you don't have any waterproofing liner, the water would get into the concrete and it would leak everywhere, and mold and just leak, right? So you have that that liner there to keep the water stop the water from getting past the concrete. And this is what I got. It is fairly expensive, but I used it for the trim and the little strips for here, and it really is fast, and you save money on tape. On tape, I just got it from the dollar store. I used up 2 rolls, exactly 2 rolls in this car. Just to be on the safe side, just get 3 rolls. Use the wide tape. But I mean, just a little bit more money, right? So that's why it's really nice to get the rubber here. Really versatile. I can use it on another car. So yeah, there's that. That's that. I fucking talked too much. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I should Yeah, this took me like about a day